Today, in chapter 6, we will discuss how to find out the anion and cation present in the given salt. So, you have to find out systematically which is the anion and which is the cation present in this given salt. You might have already studied the separate analysis of the anions and cations earlier. So, now we will just focus on the systematic analysis of anion and cation. In that, the first set of experiments is the preliminary tests. So, in the preliminary test, first you have to observe the state of the sample given. You can see, you have to check whether the given sample is crystalline or amorphous in nature. So, it is looking very powdery. So, my observation will be the sample is amorphous in nature. After that, you have to check the color. So, second test will be observe the color. And I can clearly say there is no color for my sample. So, the color will be, you can observe or write the observation as colorless, no color. Now, since there is no color, I can say in my salt, I don't have copper 2 plus ions, I don't have Fe2 plus, I don't have Fe3 plus, I don't have Ni2 plus. So, I don't have any of the colored ions present in my sample. So, this is an important test. Now, we will proceed to test 3, which is the solubility. So, we have to check whether our sample is becoming soluble in which of the reagent. So, first I am going to check the solubility in distilled water. So, you have to take a test tube and then put little of the sample, very little of the sample into the test tube. Now, for checking the solubility, always you have to use a minimum amount of the substance. And then I will add distilled water. So, I am going to add distilled water. Okay, and then I will shake well. You can see that my sample is insoluble in distilled water. Now, in the systematic analysis, I have to check the solubility in dilute HCl. So, I am going to check the solubility of my sample now in dilute HCl. So, I am going to take fresh amount of sample. Make sure you use very little amount of the salt and then add distilled water. Sorry, we are going to add now we have to do test 3 in preliminary test, which is to check the solubility. So, I have taken a small amount of sample, okay, very small amount of the sample. Make sure that you take only very small amount of the sample to check the solubility. So, systematic analysis if you are doing, first you have to check the solubility in distilled water. So, I added distilled water to this and shake well. You can see that the substance is not soluble in distilled water. So, I will discard this. Take a fresh amount of sample, very small amount of the sample, and next I have to check the solubility in dilute HCl. So, I am going to take dilute HCl and add to your sample. Shake it well, observe carefully. You can see that your sample has completely dissolved in dilute HCl. Okay, so we understood that the reagent for this sample is dilute HCl, or the substance is getting dissolved in dilute HCl. So, solubility is checked and you have to write the observation, the sample is soluble in dilute HCl. Now, I don't have to proceed further to check the solubility with the other reagent, which is dilute sulfuric acid, because I already understood that it is soluble in dilute HCl. So, we can check, or we can just stop the solubility test up to dilute HCl in this case. But if you are finding that the substance is insoluble in dilute HCl, then you have to proceed further and check the solubility in dilute sulfuric acid also. You may also heat this. Sometimes if you feel the substance is insoluble in dilute HCl, you can Heat it and see. Maybe it will become soluble in the hot conditions. Same way, by adding dilute sulfuric acid, you can check the solubility, and then if you find that the sample is insoluble in dilute sulfuric acid, you can even heat it and check whether it is getting dissolved. So this is the test for solubility. Now after doing the solubility test, we have to do the litmus test. We have to see whether our sample solution is acidic or basic. But since we understood that our sample is insoluble in water, you don't have to proceed with the litmus test. Then the next test in the preliminary is the flame test. So let us see what is a flame test. And this test is very important in a qualitative inorganic analysis. So I will take a watch glass first, and then you have to take a small amount of the sample into the watch glass. Now what you have to do is you have to make a paste of this sample with drops of concentrated HCl and introduce into the flame using a nichrome wire. But before doing that, we have to clean our nichrome wire. So what I will do is, I'll take a test tube, okay, and take concentrated HCl inside this. Now usually when you are in the class, concentrated HCl will be in the fume chamber. You have to perform this experiment in the fume chamber. But since I am shooting the video, I am just showing it here so that it is clear for you. Okay, all the concentrated acids and fuming substances are always kept in the fume cupboard. So let me take little concentrated HCl first. To clean my nichrome wire. So this is the nichrome wire, this is dipped. The tip of the nichrome wire I am going to dip in concentrated HCl. Dip in concentrated HCl, and just you have to show it into the blue flame. So I have brought the Bunsen burner. You have to check the flame of the Bunsen burner should be blue in color. For that, what you have to do is, you can see there is an air hole here. There is an air hole. There is a hole here. This hole should be in the open condition. Sometimes if it is clogged, you can see now the flame is turning yellowish in color. Okay, so always you make sure the air hole is fully open so that you get a blue flame. This is very important in performing the flame test. So now this is just the cleaning of the nichrome wire I will introduce into the flame. Okay, there's nothing particular in this, just I am cleaning off with HCl so that all the volatile impurities go away. You can just do this 2-3 times so that if there is any other sample left on the nichrome wire, it will all escape off and the wire is clean for your use. So I have cleaned this. Now I have to add few drops of concentrated HCl to the sample which I have taken in the watch glass. Make sure you're making a paste, so don't add excess, just make a paste. And you have to insert this into the blue flame and observe the color of the flame. Okay, so the flame will show characteristic colors which shows the presence of certain ions. So let us see what is the ion present in this, or is the flame test answering anything, because this is the unknown analysis. You don't know which is your cation present, and flame test actually gives an idea about certain cations present in your salt. See the flame, see the color of the flame. It is a red color, and this is actually called as the brick red color. Observe it carefully. This is the brick red color. So I am assuming that there is calcium in this. Yeah. So almost, I cannot say 100%, but I can say that there may be Ca2 plus ions in my salt. So observe the color. So I got some observation in the flame test. See, if the observation is lilac, you can say that there is potassium ions present in your sample. If it is apple green, you can say there are barium ions present in your sample. If there is bluish green color for the flame, you can say there are copper ions present. So you have, if you are seeing a crimson red color for the flame, then you can say there are strontium ions. So this, and as well Na plus ions will show golden color for the flame. So flame test is actually a very important observation. It gives a clue of the cation present in your salt. If you did not observe any of these above said colors, that means this test shows that, the flame test shows that the absence of Ca2 plus ions, Sr2 plus ions, Cu2 plus ions, similarly K plus ions, Na plus ions, all these ions are absent. If there is no characteristic observation in the flame test, it shows the absence of these ions. So absence test is also very important for your systematic analysis. So negative test is equally important as a positive observation.